back. Hall of Famer Albert Miller has been dropped as president of Athletics Fiji following a vote of no confidence from the executive committee last night. This was confirmed by national coach Amadeo Koreitamana, who says the committee acted on a legal opinion and that the matter is still an internal one. Miller has held the post since being first elected into seat in 2010. Dr. Yode Alakija will act as president. Pacific Sprint king Banuve Tambakaudoro is expected to put on a season finale at this weekend's Athletics Fiji Suva competition. About 50 athletes are expected to show at the ANZ Stadium, taking part in the 8 events, and one of the main features is the 100-meter dash. The competition will also be a selection for the 20-member training squad for the March Oceania Youth Olympic qualifiers in Sydney.
Also, with our elite, our senior athletes that are with us, that are in the fold for 2015 games, and also we are also having it with the veterans, the masters, as we call them, to come and also participate in our events.
Flying Fijians coach Inoke Male is expecting the players to come prepared for the Pacific Rugby Cup's first fitness trials tomorrow in Suva and in Singatoka. Male strongly believes the players need to control their diet and endurance in order to win the PRC for the 5th time in a row next year.
It's going to be another mammoth task for the men in charge of the Flying Fijians. Coach Inoke Male pointing out some weak areas as the players gather for the first fitness test tomorrow in preparation for the Pacific Rugby Cup.
Despite our Europe tour, we saw some of our weaknesses of our players' strength. And that is coming from the endurance. That's from tomorrow onwards, I'm gonna be tidying up on the endurance of the place. So the place would come up with a good tone of mind to come and expect the toughness will be there during the tests.
Around 100 players in the Central and Western Division will be up for the battle tomorrow. Male is sure to gauge on the fitness before making any decision.
Tomorrow is just to gauge where the players' fitness are. So from then we'll stage maybe another two tests. That's in January and early Feb. By then we'll pick the squad that's gonna in the trials. They're gonna attend the trials for the PRC.
For sure, it will be a huge load preparing a team to defend the PRC title for the 5th consecutive year. And to provide more strength, overseas players could attend the final trial next year.
Right now, some of the players from New Zealand and Australia are willing to come and attend the trials. So I've just wrote to them and asked them if they can send them the CVs and all that so they can attend the trials on Feb.
FRU will call in 3 more trials before naming the best 40 for the PRC. They're expected to play 3 pool matches before the eliminations.
It's a tough pool against the Japan and the Reds and the academies from the Rebels. Those are the 3 tough teams.
Fiji kicks off their campaign on March the 3rd. Vashnil Prasad, Fiji One News.
Flying Fijian international forward Apisai Naikatini has joined French top 14 side Brive until the end of the season. Naikatini will fill in for lock Olivier Kaiso, who is currently fighting Hodgkin's lymphoma. The 28-year-old Naikatini, who has previously played for Toyota Verblitz in Japan and the Wellington Hurricanes in New Zealand, has been capped 12 times by Fiji.
Players are looking for greener pastures for the family, so it's good for the players to join other clubs and get a bigger contract so they can feed the family and give what the family needs.
And the police in Samoa have charged Manu Samoa's defense coach Brian Lima with 2 counts of actual bodily harm. The rugby veteran is already facing charges of armed with a dangerous weapon and threatening words. The police spokesman and Assistant Police Commissioner Faono Talalele Tapu says the accused has been released on bail and is awaiting a court appearance next month. Muliangatele, who has previously been charged with assaulting his former wife, was warned not to approach the victim as one of the conditions of his bail. And Lautoka came from behind to hold a fired-up Nandi side to a 1-1 draw in the first challenge of the late Jimmy Ram Pratap Trophy clash. Under heavy conditions at Prince Charles Park, Nandi opened the account in the first half, with a goal from William Valentine supplied from the corner kick. Lautoka applied pressure but were denied by Nandi's goalkeeper Ben Amino. Nandi led 1-0 at the break. Lautoka skipper Elaitia Tuilau saved the Blues from defeat when he scored the equaliser in the 64th minute. Meanwhile, Lautoka midfielder Zibraz Sahib has been suspended indefinitely by the parent body for recently featuring in a tournament which was not sanctioned by Fiji FA. Stunning strikes from Ashley Young and Patrice Evra against Stoke set Manchester United up for a Capital One Cup semi-final against Sunderland. The side beat the opponents 2-0 this morning.
As this for the rest of his career. Hernandez has given them something different up front, a bit more of a spark. What a strike from Ashley Young. He's had some tough times at Manchester United. Doubts about whether he fits the bill. It's just swirling away from Sorensen. Such is the power. It's not even in the corner.
Can they make the most of the confusion here, United? Oh, they can! What a beautiful finish from Patrice Evra.
All on his own, Patrice Evra. And on his right foot, you've got to hand it to him, the left back. What a take that is. We've seen a few headers off him over the last months and year or so. That's a beauty with his right peg.
The FA Cup second round replay between Crawley Town and Bristol Rovers was abandoned in the second half because of a waterlogged pitch. The two sides drew 0-0 in the initial tie last Saturday, and the winners face a trip to Championship club Birmingham City in the third round. Referee Stuart Atwell took the decision after initially taking the players off to assess the worsening conditions. A date for a replay has not been set.
Well, he's now gone across to talk to his fourth official, Stuart Atwell. Obviously, in the technical areas, he'll be able to pass on to the referee the sort of mood clubs are in. Maybe now a case of the two captains. I think Bristol Rovers would want to go on. They feel that they might get to something here. And everyone's joining in.
18 young swimmers graduated from the Tritons Club after undergoing a 3-week training program. These swimmers were handed in their certificate of participation after successfully completing the training program under the Tritons coaches. The club is expected to run another clinic early next year for their non-swimmers. The graduating swimmers can now join the Tritons Club to take part at the competition level.
When we started 3 weeks ago, a lot of them were afraid of the water. And through the coaching sessions that we've had over 3 weeks, in fact, all of them can now swim. So we're very happy that we've given the gift to swim to these kids.
And 3 secondary school students have just returned from a week-long national development camp for netball in New Zealand. It was an experience of a lifetime for the girls, who not only touched on the physicality of the sport, but the mental and essential diet programs.
It has opened our mind and as well as our eyes. We've learned so much from our performance off and on the court, and as well as our discipline. It has helped us to know what kind of career path should we take as elite netball players.
The girls, who were accompanied by their coach Alavina Wanga, worked very closely with other teams from PNG, Samoa, Cook Islands and New Zealand.
Eat balanced food, which we don't do in Fiji, just straight. They sleep at the time they are supposed to sleep.
The Fiji Hockey Federation's under-18 side got the feel of their first five-a-side version against the visiting Australian side in a friendly match last night. It's after 15 years the five-a-side version of hockey was played at the home turf, as the under-18s prepare for the Youth Olympic Games in China next year. The Fiji women's side won 4-2 against Australian women's, while the Aussies beat our men's side 8-2.
It's a totally different game. It's very much like indoor hockey was. So it's non-stop, five-a-side, you use the sideboards as well. And so we haven't played that format of hockey for about 15 years. So this generation, for them, it's new.
Former Fiji Mbati fullback Jared Hayne has been named in the Rugby League Team of the Year. Hayne has been named on the wing after being voted by fans. Other players in the Team of the Year include Kangaroos' Billy Slater, Greg Inglis, Jonathan Thurston, and Kiwis' Sonny Bill Williams, and England's Sam Burgess and Sean Johnson. Cricket Fiji is calling on supporters and fans of cricket to come in numbers to cheer on their teams that will be taking part in the National Women's Competition tomorrow. Organisers say that it will be more interesting as the 4 teams will contest 2020 games and will have a mixture of old and new players.
Yes, we have some ex-national squad, and some of them, they are not here, and they're willing to come to play for this tournament. They will be here on Friday.
2 teams from Suva and a team each from Nandi and Lomeri will battle it out from tomorrow at Albert Park.
To all the parents for these students, first of all, thank you for allowing your kids to play these sports, and we hope to see you this Friday at Albert Park.
And finally, there are still 2 tests to play, but Ashes cricket post-mortem is already well underway in England. This is after Australia rained the famous Little Urn in Perth last night.
Jubilation on the field.
It's unbelievable. They're coming home, they're home. So it's just amazing cricket, amazing group of boys.
In the dressing room.
We got him back, boy!
Long after the Wacker had been deserted. And if Ryan Harris's failure to get into a Perth casino is anything to go by, Australia's boozy night was just getting started. Who can blame them? Only 2 months ago, the Test team was proclaimed to be going through one of its most torrid years, though the path to redemption isn't yet complete.
Our goal is to get back to being the #1 team in the world. No doubt we'll celebrate hard tonight and enjoy it. We deserve that, but we've got 2 more Test matches. We'd love to win 5-0 in this series.
England is devastated at their rapid downfall, as Australia is delighted.
We haven't had enough players in form. We are the battle bull. That is the simple fact. You can't put it any more honest than that. And people in the dressing room know that. It hurts like hell when you say it, when you come into a contest and you end up being second best.
But it's not just the loss, it's the way England capitulated that's already prompted calls for change.
I think they need a bit of new blood. I think the people at the top who run English cricket should be talking to Andy Flower as a coach, saying, Andy, are you staying or going?
The way this series is going, several players may not get a choice.
And that's all from the sports desk tonight. I'll hand it back over to you, Kurt.
Thanks, Drew. Stay with us for world news from CNN straight after this.